Good night, Barbadians. I've asked to be able to speak to you tonight because I've now been advised that we are more than likely going to be facing a storm and possibly even a hurricane category 1 within the next 48 hours. Earlier today, I met with a range of government agencies ensuring that we prepare as best we can, and as we know we must, ensuring that we give you the opportunity also to be able to make the decisions and to do the preparations that are necessary to ensure your safety and indeed those of your family who are too vulnerable to do it on their own. Earlier tonight, I would have asked my Minister of Home Affairs to also speak to you, and he will continue to speak to you tomorrow morning as I will address you tomorrow evening. The reality is that we are not in a position to know exactly what type of weather we are going to face, but we know we're going to face some weather. And you and I know that when these things happen, it is better to plan for the worst and pray for the best. In those circumstances, what are we doing? Earlier today, MTW was asked to be able to look at all of the areas of potential flooding that we know usually occur, and they would have started that from earlier this afternoon and will continue right through tomorrow and Sunday. We are advised that the system is unlikely to hit us before early Monday morning, and therefore we have these 2 days to fully prepare. We also would have spoken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and the Ministry of Health, and they have advised that there will be PSAs out advising persons to stock up on their medication. But I go further. If some of you are going to be required to leave home, to go by family, or to go into a shelter, then I ask you to walk with your medication as well as the vital identification documents that you normally have, as well as anything else that is precious that you would want to move with. The reality is that we need to be ready. We have also asked other persons within the tourism sector, because we are hosting, as you know, Cricket World Cup finals, and we do have a lot of persons on island. And while it is not expected to affect tomorrow's events, we do believe that we have a duty to ensure that all who are here are also in a position to prepare themselves for any eventuality. We therefore had the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association as well as the Ministry of Tourism with us today. In addition to the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Public Works, as I just said, all of the other agencies, from the police to the Barbados Defence Force to the Ministry of Education that is in charge of the shelters. I think there are 34 Category 1 shelters, and the Category 1 shelters, to remind you, are those that you will go to ride out the hurricane if you do not believe that your house is safe enough for you to stay. I want to urge the young people in our community to help with the district emergency officers, the DEOs. Over the course of the last few weeks, we would have ensured that lists were compiled of vulnerable persons either vulnerable because they live alone and they're elderly or they may be challenged, or persons vulnerable because their house may not be in a position to be able to withstand high winds or indeed the possibility of any landslide. That is why we ask you to go to Category 1 shelters if you feel that this is the position that you are in. I'm asking the young people, however, who are not necessarily members of the DEOs in each community, to identify who your DEO is and also to work to identify those vulnerable persons to ensure that we don't leave anybody alone. You know the Bajan way, and the Bajan way is that we will be our brothers and sisters keeper. We look out for each other. And I want you to make it your duty as young people. These are the people that help put diapers on you and help raise you. I want you to go back out and help make sure that we are there for them when we need to be. I believe that this is the thing that all of us will want to do willingly. So don't disappoint me, I beg you. By the same token, I'm asking those of you who are going out tomorrow morning, be prepared. Recognize that you may have to shop for a little extra, especially those goods that will not perish. In other words, don't buy in a big set of meat, nor in a big set of stuff to put in the fridge. Buy the stuff that you know is going to last just in case. And the beauty of it is that if it don't come, the hurricane don't come or the storm don't come, you got it for the next set of bad weather. Because whether we like it or not, the truth is we're living in different times. You hear me talk all the time about climate and the climate crisis. Well, this is where the rubber hits the road. And the truth is that we will go through more and more moments like this. We went through Hurricane Elsa, we had the tropical freak storm. We're going to go through more and more moments like this because the temperatures out there are rising not only for us as we walk about, but in the ocean. And when they start to rise in the ocean, the chances of storms and hurricanes are going to become greater and greater. So I don't want to keep you too long tonight, but I want you to be vigilant. I want you to be prepared. That has been the beauty of our people. That is what has made us resilient as a people. And I want you not to tell me, oh, I know, boy, we tired here. None of that. There is a system out there. I can't tell you whether it is going to be a storm or a hurricane or just enough rain. But I'm telling you there's going to be bad weather. And in those circumstances, I want you to be wise. I want you to be safe. And I want you to take things into your own hands. I keep saying many hands make light work. I'm satisfied that the government agencies are all putting things in place. Indeed, the truth is that we have been doing and having meetings over the course of the last few months. So today's meeting was not a hard meeting, even though we spent about 3 hours there. But because so much had been put in place, the Water Authority has generators in every area. Minister Abrams would have spoken to you with the people in Bowmanston that you may, obviously, with heavy rain, get some siltiness and silt in the water again. And therefore, we've instructed the Water Authority to fill up the tanks 4 times if necessary over the weekend. So when they fill up the community tanks, you can take out the water and come again, fill it up, take out the water again, come again Sunday morning, take out again, and Sunday afternoon again. Why? Because if you don't need it, you got enough water stored. If you need it, you got it there to preserve life and to preserve the well-being of your family. So I'm asking each and every one of us, we are doing our part as a government. I'm satisfied we're doing all that we can. I want you to do your part as a member of your family and as a member of your community. I say it, many hands make light work. If all of us can do this together across the communities in all 11 parishes, believe you me, we will ensure that we are as best prepared as we can be. As fate would have it, we're doing this while we're hosting the world. But that is life. And I have learned in this job that you've got to be able to walk and chew, and we will walk and chew. But my primary responsibility is to Barbadians and to be able to get you ready and to have you ready for all that will unfold over the course of the next few days. The truth is, there may be some bad weather as well. Later in the week, it's looking like Wednesday, Thursday, coming after potentially whatever happens on Monday morning. So know that next week is going to be a kind of a long week. We hope that that one will not raise itself to a storm. But even if it doesn't, the inundation of water coming after what happens on Monday is likely to cause problems. So let us apply our hearts to wisdom. Let us do what we know we need to do. Let us ensure that we look out for each other. And if you're talking to your neighbor who who next to you and you know that the neighbor got problems, beg and go and talk to them now. Because this is the time where all the grievances that you had is to be put one side and all of us come together as one, as we know we can and must, in order to keep each other safely and in order to protect this country, our property, our lives. I ask God to bless us as we go through the next few days and to continue to ask you to listen to the official channels, to the official social media sites, because there's a lot of fake news out there. You don't get tied up with the fake news. You know what Government Information Service look like. You know what Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation look like. You know what Voice of Barbados look like. You know what Barbados Today look like. And of course, you know the Nation newspaper and all other official sources. Stick to them, you can't go wrong. And stick to the district emergency people, the District Emergency Management Services and Minister Abrams and the Meteorology Office will keep you updated. Today we had the benefit of not only the Met Office, but also the Caribbean Institute of Meteorology and Hydrology. And of course, even before they met with me today, they were also in conversation with the National Hurricane Center. The Hurricane Hunter does not go into the system, I'm advised, until Sunday morning, 8 o'clock. So the truth is that we will continue to look at the models and the tracking, but we won't have that level of certainty until Sunday morning. So use Saturday tomorrow to prepare yourself and to ensure that we take care of each other. I ask you only now to continue to listen, be vigilant, and to put up a lot of prayers, because we know that we will, once we do the right thing, we prepare and we take care of each other, whatever happens, we can get out of this trying to be safer than if we did nothing at all. So that is where you're hearing me at 8:30 on a Friday night. I'm sorry if I wake up some of you or disrupt some of you from your night rest, but you know I would only do it if it was urgent and necessary. God bless you, and God bless Barbados. Thank you.